Hi, Andy Nelson. I get asked all the time with regard to trademarks, where do I begin? Where do I start? Where do I begin? Okay, simply put, where you begin is identify. Identify what you want to use. You want to use a word, you want to use a logo, you want to use a slogan, you want to use distinctive packaging, or other sorts of elements that you believe are going to identify you or connect your brand to consumers. Identify what you want to use. That's step one. Step number two is you need to structure a good search using the web, using probably the USPTO.gov database. It's called TESS, T-E-S-S. If you put that in a search engine, you're going to find it right away. That is a Boolean search feature on the United States Patent and Trademark Office for federally registered trademarks and also pending applications. You need to search to make sure that what you're using is not being used by somebody else and in such a way that's going to cause confusion or potentially dilution of that other person's brand. Those might be red flags and those may steer you towards plan B. So the search is very important. You don't just look for things that are identical to what you're doing, the identical logo or the identical words. You got to look for things that are very similar, similarly spelled, misspelled, slightly different. And this can be a challenge, but you got to put the work in because you really want to make sure that you're not spending a bunch of time spinning up a bunch of things you want to use only to find out that you're going to run right into a legal buzzsaw because you're going to get a cease and desist letter because you're way too close to what somebody else is doing and likely in a similar industry, right, to cause confusion. Obviously, if you choose Delta right now and you're going to use it for lawn care products or something like that, you might be okay. I haven't looked, but I don't think you're going to run into problems with just three giant companies, Delta Dental, Delta Airlines, or Delta Faucets, because lawn care is really nothing like any of those. So it's the same mark, but very different goods and services, so you're probably still in the clear. But there's no easy answer. So you need to collect that data through your search. And with logos, it can be kind of a challenge, right? Because you have to put it in images, and searching images is not easy. But if you figure out how to do that, and you start looking around, find out potentially what might conflict. That's one. So you may have trademark infringement issues or trademark dilution issues with other brands out there. You want to make sure that's okay. But beyond that, you need to also determine whether what you're wanting to adopt, whether your logos, your other things, your words, you need to make sure that they're protectable, right? If something that you fall in love with isn't really protectable, then what good is it? It doesn't really give you a distinct identity in commerce, so there may not be much point in adopting it. So you want to make sure that it is distinct and protectable. If you don't know what that is, you can look that up online. I think I have some other videos that talk about it, or ask an attorney, and an attorney can help you figure that out. Similarly, not just protectable, but depending on what your long-term goals are, you may find it advantageous to register it with either a state, Secretary of State, or with the federal government, the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Part of the search is also to determine not only is your mark protectable, but is it registrable. They're very similar because a lot of the same considerations go into protectability and registrability, but it's something to look at. So summing it up, where you begin is identifying what you want to use, then doing a search, a very structured search to look for other things that might conflict with yours. And if you don't know how to evaluate that, you might have to seek the help of a professional to give a full assessment to appreciate the risks fully. And then from that search, hopefully you're identifying whether there's any conflicting items out there. And then part of that discussion or part of that process is also determining whether your mark is protectable, registrable. Because if it's not registrable, it may not be that advantageous. If it's not legally strong, it may not be good. And if it's not protectable, what good is it? It may not be doing you any good at all. So that is really where you begin. If you have any questions about this video, drop a comment, shoot me a note, and if you know of anybody who might benefit from the contents of this video, please feel free to share it. Until next one, have a good one.